Well, I think we're live. It says we're live.
I believe we are.
Live. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to Spooky Appalachia. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Jared.
Spooky Appalachia. Jared, you didn't show yours.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Pretty good. How's everything with you? So LeBron definitely hears us. I guess we're good. LeBron saying,
Right.
I guess we're great. So Jared has convinced me to do some live streams over lunch. So I guess the plan is to go every other week. I'll either go on his or he'll come on here and we'll read off stories.
Absolutely.
Um,
What do you
I
guys
hope
think?
you
You guys
guys
liking the idea of the live streams from Spooky Appalachia? Come on, everybody.
Yeah, he's been trying to talk me into it for a couple weeks, and I finally caved, which I can actually do it now. My wife is gone back to work. She's a teacher, it's summer. Um, so yeah, I can get away with it now, unless she's watching right now. I might be doomed. Oh no.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah. Oh no. So a little bit of channel news. LeBron says, like your hat, Jared.
Hey, thanks so much, brother.
He it gives him greater storytelling powers. Hey, here's Scared Whiteless. He is he's the pin channel. I was kind of copying Jared. I usually share out somebody once a week, but I decided to do this too. AD. This is one I've been enjoying lately. He does reaction videos to paranormal clips, kind of like what I do. Or I guess Ian Jared comes with me now. I don't know. I guess he's going to start doing that now. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, we've done a couple. Hope to get AD in for one. That'd be awesome. His
Definitely
reactions
would,
are
man.
just great. His facial expressions are just
Priceless.
hilarious. Yeah,
I learned a long time ago, you never watch AD if you have a drink or something.
Yeah.
You'll get choked laughing.
Yeah. Jimmy, your mic is cutting in and out a bit, bro. Well, I wonder if I need to put it here, maybe. I don't know. Could just be where it's away from my face. I hit mute. Do you guys still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay, good. All right. How can I get this thing? There we go. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Sounds a little better to me, folks. What about y'all? You think so?
Maybe right there is a good spot. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Get a big old glass of drink and watch.
He says, "I dare you."
No, thank you.
LeBron says your wife's messing with it.
Oh no.
She's like, I'm going to teach him.
She's not here, so I'm safe. Sounds better. We will see if it cuts out. Oh, what I was gonna say. Have I tried pickled vodka? No. Actually can't drink alcohol due to some health issues.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is thanks everybody. We are at 1,681 subscribers now. I mean, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago that we were at 1,000 and doing that giveaway that we did,
Yep.
I don't know how. I mean, I guess it's growing quickly. I don't know. I started the channel April 2022. I don't know. Maybe it is growing quick. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Is it?
Yeah, it's definitely growing good, man.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there are
Whose
so
fault
many
is it?
channels out there. Now, I don't know, but I mean, there's so many channels out there, man, that has been on here that I've seen for like, I've even talked to folks that's been on here for like 5, 6 years, and they may have 400 or 500 subscribers.
Well, it's probably the flyers I hung up in the men's room at the baseball field or something.
Could be.
Well, maybe you all can go subscribe to Queen Laura. LeBron, I've been around 320 for a month. How long you been doing it? No, what are you doing, dog? Dog's trying to get my lap.
He said,
Get up
"Hey,
here.
I got a story. You'll never believe it, Jimmy."
He keeps sabotaging us. I guess you guys saw the. Oh, he started losing subs today. Oh, that's weird.
Oh man, dude, lots of people have been getting hit with that, man.
I think it's bots
I
or
believe so,
inactive
too.
accounts. I
Could
think.
be. Where accounts like you said haven't been active in a long time, so they're seeing them as a fake account or something and removing them.
What was the other thing is there's a live stream this weekend. It's a rewatch weekend. I got the idea from AD. Apparently a lot of channels do it. I spliced together about an hour of our old videos from 2022. Come hang out with us. And we'll talk to you and all that stuff. We'll watch through some of the old stuff. Paranormal research.
Dustin, what's going on, brother?
Somebody
Good to see you, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming.
He's an awesome fella.
Well, that's everything I can think. Oh, I've been invited to film at a famous location. I've worked out a date and a time with the owners. Apparently, she's both. I think either both of them or the main lady's a fan. She really loved the Ingalls Castle video and said we could come up. It's a college on Haunted Hill. Jared says he's heard of it. My hope is to have that filmed and edited and out before the end of the month because it's a big one. Michael Smith.
Michael, how's it going, brother? Good to see you. He's another good feller.
Oh, okay. I take it a lot of these folks are here for you, Jared.
Nah, they just come over to show some love and support.
That's great. I honestly had no idea how many people we would get. Should we get to a story?
Sounds
I had
good
one
to me,
picked
man.
out. All right, it is called Black-Eyed Kid Encounter at a Taco Bell. This was the first story that we were sent. I did a black-eyed kid story, and somebody within a week or two, somebody sent this one in. So June 26th in Aberdeen, Ohio. I was working the night shift at my local Taco Bell when I had one of the scariest moments in my life that I have ever experienced. It was 10 o'clock at night. The place was a graveyard. I was working the drive-through that night. We hadn't had a customer in hours, so I was catching up on some cleaning. Suddenly, there was a loud static sound over the drive-through headset, so loud that I had to take them off. I checked the camera. There was nothing there, so I went about my business. I then started getting the feeling that like someone was watching me. Shortly after, my coworker comes through from the back and lets out a shriek. I turned to see a girl with jet black hair standing at the drive-through window facing us. My coworker and I look at each other in disbelief. We then hear the girl speak in a voice that still chills me to this very day. May I come in? My coworker and I stood there for a moment, not knowing what to say. I then responded, "Sorry, miss, but the restaurant is closed for the night. We are only taking orders through the drive through." Then the girl replies, "Please let me come in. I really need to use the bathroom." My coworker then looks at me and whispers, "Dude, maybe we should let her in. She's just a kid." I shake my head no. Something just feels off about this whole thing. I mean, what's a 10 or 11-year-old girl doing standing in a drive through at 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday? I responded to the girl, "I'm sorry, we can't let anyone in. We've closed the restaurant for the night." After a moment of silence, the girl starts banging and shouting, "Let me in! Let me in!" I look at my coworker and ask, "What should we do?" He responded, "I don't know. Should we call the police?" Then the girl stops and just stares at us. And that's when we see it, a set of pitch black eyes. After a few moments of silence, we hear a voice that sounds like it's coming from 1,000 miles away. "Hello?" We look at each other, and it's coming from the direction of the drive-through headset. We walk over to it, turning our backs to the girl. I responded, "Hello?" The man on the other end responds, "Yes. Can I have two 5-layer burritos?" My coworker then shouts, "Oh my God, she's gone." I turn to look, and the girl who is nowhere to be seen. After serving the guy in the drive-through window, my coworker and I began searching on my phone, and we find that we had just had an encounter with a black-eyed kid. I worked at the Taco Bell for another 2 years before moving from Ohio. We never saw the girl again.
Wow.
What do you think, Jared?
That was freaky, man. No, no, no. See, I would have just locked the door, ran away, said, "Go home, little kid. Ain't nobody here. I'm just a figment of your imagination."
I don't know. Have
That's
you
what
heard much about the black-eyed kids? It's always been one that creeped me out.
I have, man. Like I said, I've heard a lot of them old stories like that, and they are, man. They're all just real freaky. I mean, just and I know a lot of people says that they believe that it's demons and things like that.
Yeah,
Because they
because they had to be
say
let in.
yeah, yeah, and they think that if they pose as a kid, that people are more likely to trust it or let it in and things like that. So just
Yeah,
goes
that
to
was an
show you,
awesome story. Wow,
never trust a kid.
we've got a lot of people here for a weekday midday. Wow, Jared, this was a good
Yeah,
idea.
told you, man.
Uh, hey Diane, is that how you say Diane? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, Diane, that's LeBron's wife.
Oh, Teresa's here in the Facebook chat.
Hey, Teresa. Also had Adam Good come in.
Oh, he did. Hey, Adam. When did Adam come in?
A short time ago, actually. Weren't too long.
Oh, I see. Adam's one of our Patreons. Cool, cool. Oh, Geek Girl. Hey, hey, Geek Girl.
Hey, good girl. Thanks for coming in and hanging out
Man,
with us. Good to see you.
this is a really good turnout. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, one thing I thought about saying about the black-eyed kids. I went on a business trip for work a couple years ago. I live I mean, I don't know, 500 yards probably from a park. I don't know. It's not a state park or anything. I don't. It's like a town park. It's a little park. Anyway, Um, I came home. I was coming in. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I drove past the park and just standing there in a hood over his head, um, adolescent looking guy just staring at the ground. I always wondered, could that have been a black eyed kid? He was just standing there like, I don't know. It was so weird.
I don't know. That's wild though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder though.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I was like, crap, is he gonna come to my house? I
That's-
went in and locked the door and everything, but that was weird.
Yeah, definitely, man. I said, you never know about people nowadays, and to stop and think, with all the cryptids and black-eyed kids, things like that. A lot of times people think, that's just a weird person. You never know; it may be some type of black-eyed kid or a cryptid or something.
I really like LeBron's smack that like button like you should smack a black eyed kid. That was great.
I like that.
Queen Laura said that was me in a disguise. My bad.
I believe it. I can back that up.
All right. Jared, have you picked one out yet?
Yeah, I picked one out here. I got the weird experience at former West Virginia State Penitentiary.
Oh, that was one I was like, I almost did that one. Almost did it. So yeah, go ahead.
I like this one.
It's he said he wanted to be anonymous, so I won't say who it's from.
It says, I grew up 30 minutes south of the former West Virginia State Penitentiary. So my grandfather worked there for a bit when he moved back to the area. My father's first haircut was given to him by an inmate that was serving time for murdering his wife and mother-in-law by tying him up and pushing him into the wood stove. Because of my proximity to it growing up, I probably toured the penitentiary half a dozen times. Each time, I had an uneasy feeling while touring it. Fast forward to 2019. I get an opportunity to tour and get some pictures with my then new camera. I was ready for a great tour. Had my camera, 2 backup batteries. I had charged that morning, and a couple of different lenses. The tour was great till the guide let me go into the kitchen area. Typically, it's off limit to tours due to the roof leaking and the wet floors being a liability issue. They made an exception because I was the only one on the tour. The guide told me I could explore the kitchen and freezer areas when I was done. All I had to do was take a left, and I'd be right back in the cafeteria. So I took some pictures in the kitchen, started down the hallway. The freezers are in. So the hallway is pretty dark, and I attempted to take a picture with my camera, and it gave me a message that the object I was trying to photograph was too close to be focused on. So I tried taking another picture, and it tried to focus, but then gave me the same message. I gave up and tried changing my low light lens. When I tried taking another picture, it didn't even try to focus. Just gave me the same too close to focus message. I turned and took a picture of the kitchen from the hallway. That picture was perfectly fine. I turned back around and got the same focus message. Turned it out of autofocus and forced it to take a picture. For some reason, it was super grainy and the light was weird. I tried to take another one and my screen went black. No error, no low battery. It just went black. Tried swapping out batteries for the one I had charged that morning, and it was dead. Tried the other backup battery, also dead. Eventually, I made my way back around to the tour guide. He asked me if I got any good pictures, and I told him my batteries died, and he looked completely unfazed. All he asked was, "How much power does your phone have?" Pulled out my phone that had charged, that I had charged on my way there. It had been at 100% when my tour started an hour prior. It was now down to 8% in power saving mode. When I told him about that, he just shrugged and told me that that's why he no longer goes into the kitchen area. Apparently, it's pretty notorious for draining electronics. So I still haven't been able to explain what happened, and since then, I have taken pictures in darker places without having a similar issue.
Pretty cool, wasn't it?
That's really interesting. And what's really wild about that is, they say that, spirits and, ghosts and things like that, that they drain, the energy and batteries and things like that, because that's what they use to, manifest and make noises and things like that.
So I had something like that happen at St. Albans Sanitarium. I was on a tour similar to this, and I had a brand new flashlight, brand new batteries, and we went into I think it was one of the hallways in the basement level. That's supposed to be one of the most active places. It's they did some kind of water treatments that I don't remember what it was. It was an old timey treatment with water, cold. Maybe it was cold water treatments or something. I forget what it was called.
Right.
Laura might know. But the flashlight went out completely. Switched out the batteries, didn't work, and then walked off. A couple minutes later, it turns on in my pocket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would freak me out.
Teresa has all kinds of stories, but the last history tour I took there, I guess she means the penitentiary. I had a flashlight in my purse because, well, I always have one. Battery died in the kitchen. That same one, maybe, probably.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is intense. Now, there was a place Queen Laura and I went to. It was an old Civil War field hospital, and we was the first ones to ever get to investigate it for YouTube. And when we get there, Laura had a K2 and was getting, highly intelligent responses. She would even wait a few minutes to make sure it wasn't just a repetitive, interference. And the minute she would ask a question, getting, it would answer, it would light up. And not long before we left, everybody, we actually met up with some friends there to film with. And, but not long before we left, every single piece of equipment that had a battery was dead. I even had some equipment that had took like AA batteries and a couple that took 9-volt batteries. Even the ones that was in the pack that hadn't been opened were completely dead because we took them out later and tried to use them, switch them out. Dead as a doornail.
Wow. So I don't know why, but that made me think of Ingalls Castle. Julie, she lives kind of near me. She's going to be the first person to investigate Ingalls Castle, and it makes me wonder what kind of stuff she's going to find there.
Man, I bet she's going to get some good stuff there.
Ooh,
that old place, it's just got some vibes to it,
Yeah, did anybody here in the video happen to hear it when we were filming it? We heard footsteps up the steps, and there was nobody there. That That and the picture where you noticed the person over my shoulder.
Yeah, like I said, man, that was freaky. When I saw that, I was like, whoa. I thought, no way. And what was really interesting about that part, guys, is I didn't even know the history of that place.
Hmm. There was a legend I heard growing up that if you went there and you took a picture of yourself at Ingles Castle, the lady in the mirror who supposedly haunts the place might show up in the picture. And guess what happened? I mean, I had totally forgot about it. And then when Jared said that, I was like, "Wait a minute! I think I heard that somewhere." And I looked it up, and someone had written a blog on that too, on the same thing that I remembered hearing.
I said, that was definitely wild, but also an amazing capture.
LeBron said that his favorite thing, the tunnel is my favorite thing you captured. So LeBron heard sense of a tunnel. He said he heard, I think it was a child's whisper in the middle of the video saying, what was it? What's up or hey? Now, a lot of you guys already know this, but I don't do paranormal investigations. We just go and film the places, kind of just to show Appalachia, I guess.
Yeah, just kind of show the history and the layouts and things,
Uh, yeah, and apparently I capture stuff a lot.
Now, see what Jimmy and I have been talking about, and things like that. I believe that Jimmy's sensitive. I believe he's sensitive to spirits. They attract to him. So wherever he goes to these places, even though he's not communicating with them, they want to communicate with him. They're going to let themselves be known or shown or something. That's what I believe.
It's People have found stuff in almost every video. One y'all should look for is the Great Bend Tunnel video. No one said anything there. Alexander House, I believe a couple people saw an orb. Alexander Black House. I don't think people said a whole lot, but that was another one. But yeah, the Great Bend Tunnel video. Go check that one out, guys. See if you find anything. That's the only one. And James Boggs came in a second ago.
Hey, James, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Well, is it my turn now?
Yep, it's your turn.
Okay, I've got one picked out. I'm really liking this because it gives some of the older stories from when we first started a chance to shine.
Definitely, man.
These
definitely.
are this is April 15th from last year.
Wow.
So he writes in, I used to do IT work in Roanoke, Virginia, and one of the buildings I went to was a remodeled farmhouse from 1928 that got turned into the La Mansion French restaurant later, and then into an office. The story I heard while working there was that the building was haunted by two different ghosts. The first ghost was called Old Man Clowder. He was the owner of the original farmhouse and all the land in the area. You can tell if the ghost was nearby because you smelt the smell of cigar smoke. The other ghost was called the Blue or the Gray Lady. She was seen looking out the front windows that overlooked the graveyard across the street. In my time working there, I had never seen this blue lady, but there were occasions when I would randomly smell cigar smoke. Keep in mind, this is a non smoking building. I always thought that was kind of weird. For example, I would be fixing a network jack in the wall when the faint smell of cigars would reach my nose. I liked going. I liked doing my work between 12 and 1 p.m. so that everyone would be gone out to lunch and I could work in peace. So usually when I looked around, I did not find anyone else. My first thought was that someone was smoking on their lunch break and then came back with the smell on them, but it always seemed like no one was around me. Then the smell would slowly fade away. Anyway, I never could explain it, and as far as I know, this story is not widely known, so I wanted to share it with you all.
That was pretty amazing.
So what's real interesting is Julie um read this story or saw it on YouTube or something and told me she's actually gone and investigated there, and I think she saw the blue lady, she said, while she was
Wow.
investigating at that graveyard.
Hmm.
That's incredible.
That is, man. That would definitely be something right there.
Mhm.
And that's something else too. That I've always found just really just interesting is the fact of how a spirit can manifest a smell of like a cigar or something like that, or a perfume or something like that. I mean, it's one thing to manifest and just be seen theirself in general, but to be able to do an actual scent, pretty wild.
So that reminds me of a story from my mother that I'll have to do a story on here one day. I'll kind of give the gist of it, but my great grandma used to live with us, and she she's a old timey lady and always wore perfume, always every day, and she had just passed, and my sister was home from school sick, and my mom took off to take care of her. I think what it was, my mom went up the road, left her there to sleep, and went up the road to get her medicine. And I think she was on the way back or something, and she heard on the radio that there was like a bank robber in town on the loose and was last seen in our area. And she remembered she left the door locked. She panicked and rushed home. And when she got home, noticed the door was locked, the front door. And she smelt the smell of my great grandma's perfume right there at the door.
Oh man.
Uh,
Wow, that'd be wild, and at the same time, kind of warmish, like warm feeling, knowing that she's still there, maybe looking over you, protecting you, and things like that.
what do you think? You think my great grandma could have locked that door?
Very possible, very possible. Could have been her way of saying, "Hey, still here now."
I, if I remember correctly, we lived next to an old farm.
Yeah,
I mean, out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we didn't lock the door.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Why would we?
right.
Oh, here's alligator horses here.
Hey, brother, how you doing? Good to see you, man.
He sent us both a lot of interesting stories, and I wasn't getting any stories at all for about a month, and I've got a ton of stories. So everybody who sent them in, bear with me. We do one a week. We'll get to you. Alligator horse, we're definitely getting yours, but he sent some really good ones. He says that a cigar smell happens in our neighbor's house. The man that lived there died, and he smoked cherry cigars. They get the smell from time to time. Oh
Oh
man,
wow. Maybe
yeah,
he's watching over his house.
yeah. Um, yeah. That's it's something I've heard of a lot, and we've had a family experience. You know,
Yeah, it's definitely wild, and it's definitely and it's what's really interesting is it's something too that lots of other people experience.
Laura said that she's still working on the drawing that goes with her story. I can't wait to get it.
Oh yeah, that's a wild one.
Oh, I can't wait to get it. Hey, you owe me one, by the way, Jared.
I thought I sent
Remember?
you one.
No,
I didn't.
the
Dang it.
Green Eyes one. You forgot.
Yeah, I'll have to get that.
Hey, man, good to see you. Rudol's our friend from Germany.
Awesome.
He found us via the Moth Cam.
That is awesome.
He actually gave me the idea to start this channel.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. He sent me an Appalachian channel, and he's like, "Hey, you should do something like this."
Shoot, you can't beat that.
I know. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you owe me that Green Eyes story. I mean, no
Yeah.
rush because we got a flood of stories right now. But
Yeah, you got a bunch now, man. But that's so awesome.
yeah, it's kind of weird. I was going week to week on stories, posting on social media, and I'd get one or two for about a month. Now I've got like 20. So I have a ton. Man, I don't know. I'll eventually use them all, but I keep getting more in too.
Yeah.
It's great. Jared, did you want to do one?
Have you got time for another one?
Of course. I think we'll do one more each. How about that?
That'll work for me, man. All right. Let me see.
I've got one picked out.
Well, if you got yours picked out, you want to go ahead and read yours, and I'll read mine next.
Okay. I really love doing these old ones on here. It's
Right?
this one's kind of cool. I wonder if I could share the screen in a minute to show what he captured. All right, so this one was sent in from a fan who reached out to me recently, but this was This was June 10th last year. Anyways, he believed that his garage is haunted. He told me that he bought the house in 2020 and it had been on the market for a while. After buying it, one of his neighbors came by and said, "Hey, did you know about the lady who lived there actually died in the house?" And he's like, "Oh gosh, that's why I didn't sell apparently." So he began hearing sounds coming from the garage at night. It started off, his motion lights would go off in front of the garage, and he'd check the security cameras. There wouldn't be anything there. He hoped it was some kind of animal. And then, he couldn't find any evidence of that. He put a security camera inside the garage. And it wasn't too long before he started seeing the recordings that went along with this post. Several times a month, he would get camera alerts of movements, and then he would see these weird orbs in the garage. Lastly, he mentioned that whatever it is hasn't bothered anyone yet, but I've had a couple of updates from him, and his son's bedroom is right next to the garage, and this was a couple months ago. His 10-year-old son started waking up in the middle of the night, complaining about somebody standing in the corner of his bedroom.
Oh man.
And he would hear scratching on the walls. Ugh.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to share this. Let's see. Present slides. You have no slides. Okay. Video file. Share screen. All right. Let's see what this does. Okay. Now let me know if you see this. Oh, yeah, it comes up. Cool. So he had sent me two. I lost one of them. Here's the other one.
Oh
Kind of
man,
strange.
that is.
I don't know a lot about orbs, but people have told me this one moves really oddly.
Well, that's what I started to
There's
say. And one
two.
thing, um, back when I used to do a lot of ghost hunting and everything before I stopped and everything, did a lot of research, talked to a lot of paranormal investigators and stuff like that. You know, kind of get a little bit of, a little bit of knowledge, so I wouldn't just kind of go in blindfolded. And apparently, from what I can gather, like when it comes to orbs and everything, um, when they say how you can tell the difference between a bug and an orb is an orb moves kind of one way ish, or maybe a little bit. A bug goes in mostly different, just zigzag patterns. It's not one specific pattern. They're just all over the place.
What do y'all think of this? There's one with two. I think that was a different day.
It's definitely that's some neat captures.
Yeah. I don't know much about orbs, like I said. Y'all have to tell me what you think about it in the chat. I sent both Jared and Spooky the orbs I photoed in my yard. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
LeBron
those were
said,
awesome.
I think it's a spirit. Could be.
Yeah, I kind of think so too, because if it was a bug, like I said, it would be, like darting all the way across the,
Mhm.
zigzagging, patterns. That just cold, slowly just, did its thing. And if usually if it's dust, from what I've seen and heard, usually if it's dust and everything, it'll be like real fuzzy around the outline of it. But that one weren't. That just seemed to be like an orb.
Huh.
It's kind of wild.
And then, I guess for me, it got real creepy when he told me that after this, that about the scratching sounds his son had heard, and the one night he said he saw somebody standing in the corner of the bedroom.
Yeah, I've heard other stories too, where people talks about hearing scratches in the walls and stuff and everything. That's, I don't know. Like you said, there's something about that. Just it's just real freaky.
Yeah, and I've actually been over there.
Oh man.
Somebody I know, so
Well, that don't help matters none, because now if you go back, what was that?
yep. Definitely, yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm glad he shared that with me.
Yeah, definitely. Man. I like that.
Well, Jared, did you want to do one more?
Yeah, the one I picked was the Haunted Hotel, Roanoke, Virginia. But I did see where the guy wanted to keep his name and the name of the hotel out of it, because for personal reasons, which is understandable. It says, "Hey, I saw your post about unexplained phenomena. A new hotel was recently opened in Roanoke, in the building of a former business. Since I've been working there, me and a few of my coworkers have experienced some very strange stuff inside the building. If we be, wanting to get someone in there to ghost hunt, but again, not sure how the owners would feel about it. So I've had several things happen to me. I'll just tell you what I've experienced. So I'll chat with coworkers later to see if they're willing to share what they've experienced. Always seeing movement out of the corner of my eyes. I've had a female voice say, "Hey," as I've stepped off the elevator, and I was the only person in the lobby. I've also been cleaning again alone in the lobby, and while I was cleaning and whistling, something from the back of the lobby whistled back.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, that's. I've had doors open by themselves. We've also had two separate guests check out early because they claimed that it felt like something was crawling into bed with them. One guest said that something crawled into bed and snuggled up behind them. And another guest said something crawled into bed, and they said it felt like it grabbed their wrists and started to shake them. It said, "Can you hear me?" I've also had a motion sensor water fountain turn on and run by itself for about 30 to 40 seconds. Now, I will say one coworker had told me that she had actually seen a figure standing down in the lobby wearing an older 1800s to 1900s attire. There 1 minute and gone the next.
Dang.
Wow.
You know, there for a while, I was getting a ton of stuff from Roanoke, Virginia. I did one from Roanoke, Virginia, and then I got a whole bunch. But oh man,
There seems to be something about that place.
I've heard it called the like the unofficial capital city of the Blue Ridge Mountains, or at least that's what I've heard it called in my area. I don't know if you had ever heard something like that about Roanoke, Virginia.
No, I haven't heard that one. But here,
Right.
I am on the lower portion of it here.
Uh-huh. Hey, Lisa. Is it Lisa?
Hey, Lisa.
You're coming in from Facebook. Definitely check us out on YouTube. We do. I push the live streams out to Facebook and YouTube, but we've got 99% of our content is on YouTube. Got a lot of good stuff. But back to that story. Yeah, that was an awesome story. We've got some really good our older content. Oh man, this is a good way to let that shine again.
Yeah, definitely.
Matt-
Put new, shedding some new light on them.
that and the replay weekends.
Right.
That's a good idea. I think. Oh, good. She says she's moving over to the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over there. But I think you'll enjoy it if you're liking these videos. I mean, these stories.
Definitely.
What it's going to be a kind of a chore to do, but my plan is to try to repost some of the old stories like on social media every now and then. LeBron said that he'd help out with that a bit, but yeah, we grab the older videos and post them around so people can hear those too. For the most part, people only hear the newer stuff. So yeah, get some of that older stuff. Well, I guess I need to be heading back to work soon. So Jared did. If you guys didn't catch it at the beginning, Jared talked me into doing this. Looks like it was a good idea. I didn't think we'd get any kind of turnout. You guys enjoy, let me know in the comments. We'll keep on doing it. We thought about doing this every other week, maybe do one on Jared's channel, do one on my channel, kind of rotate it out.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know, guys. If you enjoyed this, want to see more, let us know.
In the middle of the day like this.
Yeah.
Don't be mad about having to go back to work. Yeah, I've got a bunch of meetings this afternoon, and I have to
Fun.
work on an audit. So, yeah.
Oh, that was really cool. Thanks so much for saying that, Diane.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, let us know if this. I can do this time. Jared can do this time. Evenings are kind of tough for me, but this time works. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, Jared, for coming on.
Always honored to be here, man.
Oh, Lisa made it over. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
You.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we feature a new story every week. So definitely keep checking back, subscribe, hit the bell icon. We just did one, Jared and I together, with a really good blooper.
Yes. Guys,
came
if you
out
haven't
yesterday.
seen that,
Yeah,
go check
check that one out. Yeah, for
that's the
sure.
best thing ever. That was so much fun.
All right.
was a blast.
Yeah, I've got a jet. Thank y'all a ton coming. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Jared.
Hey,
This was all
no
your
problem, man.
idea. It was a good one. All right. Catch y'all later at the rewatch weekend this Saturday at 5 my time Eastern. Be sure to check that out. We'll be hanging out in the chat. I think Jared will too. I don't know.
Yep, I'll be there.
That was a cool idea. All right. Yeah. Catch y'all later.
God bless
You've
and have
got
a good one.
jet. Yeah, I've got a private jet, AD. You can't use it. It's the spooky Appalachia jet.
Yeah.
All right. I'll catch y'all later.